So earlier today, I was playing Pokemon Brick Bronze, which I might add, is my new favorite game. Anyways, the topic of today's video is catching Pansage, Panpour, and Litwick. According to the wiki for Pokemon Brick Bronze, to catch Pansage and Panpour you need to have that type of Pokemon in your first slot. So since Pansage is a grass type, you need a grass type. Same thing goes for Panpour, but it's a water type, so you need a water type in your first slot. Also, if I'm not mistaken, you can only get these Pokemon in the daytime, which kind of sucks. But you can just go into a different server after you reach the Groove of Dreams and save it. So it's not all bad, I guess. Pansage is in the grass tree right across when you first enter the Groove of Dreams. Panpour is in the Tree of Water, which is just a little bit higher and to the right. I was also gonna get Pansia, but I can't because I don't have a fire type of Pokemon. I got 2 Litwicks, but to catch them, they need to be that type of Pokemon. Example, Pansage you need a leaf type and leaf type only. Panpour you need a water type and water type only. So on and so forth. So basically you need it to just be a pure leaf, water, and fire type. I will put the guide on the wiki I'm looking at to get this information in the description. To get these Pokemon is like getting a Jirachi, but in daytime instead of nighttime, and you can actually try it more than once, which is nice. I should also mention, if you run in the grass in the Groove of Nations, if you run across a Pancham, get it. It's rather rare to get one. If you're wondering how do I catch one, just get a Ultra Ball, about 10 of them, and just spam throw it. And if you manage to go fishing and come across a Dratini, which will take a while, I haven't got my hands on one yet, just do the same thing I told you to do with the Pancham and spam throw Ultra Balls. Works every time, 10 out of 10. If it doesn't work, then I guess you can't have the Pokemon. I really have nothing nicer to say. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention was they must be on full health, or it won't work either. If that's the case, rip you. If they still don't show, then exit Route 9 and try again. Kind of like what I'm doing here. I also really don't know why I didn't just click run. I think the main reason for that is because I wanted to get the experience and level up my Litwick. But looking back on it, it wasn't a bad idea. It does waste more time, but in the long run I think you viewers enjoyed watching me one-shot things, because let's face it, who doesn't like one-shotting things? But this carries on for a little while. I'm just a bit greedy, then again, who isn't these days? Another thing, looking back on this video, I noticed that I didn't have my Wingull. Instead of fighting this Pokemon, I could have just flied to Rossicave Beach, which again was stupid of me. So while we wait to go back to the Groove of Dream and I try to get Pansia, which I can't get because I don't have a pure fire type as stated earlier, my mind was thinking, since it was a ghost/fire type, I could get Pansia, but as I was recording I noticed I couldn't. I mean, I could just re-record or just cut it out entirely, but I wanted to show you that I make mistakes just like any other YouTuber, and that we are only human, we make mistakes, plus I'm lazy. Yes, I'm a scrub lord, forgive me. It's a decent excuse, right? I think so. So let's start with the first fact about Pokemon. Remember, this is a game in general, not this game alone. This includes the whole franchise. Fact 1. Did you know Mr. Mime the Pokemon can in fact be a girl? However, the name of the Pokemon doesn't actually change. She would still be a Mr. Mime. I guess that makes sense, or else you'd think they would all be married. Or another theory is that you had 2 gay developers making this game, or just that Pokemon, and they decided to call it Mr. Mime. You never know, that they could have just been making out, then they published the Pokemon as is. Seems legit. Fact 2. Did you know in Pokemon Stadium, it was revealed how Dodo can learn the move Fly? Apparently it just runs really fast and the running motion gives it the power of flight. It just floats there, running in place. But why give the Dodo flying? It seems useless if it's just floats there. I mean, come on, if you look at the model, it doesn't even have fucking wings. Fact 3. Did you know many Pokemon names include numbers? The original legendary trio of Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres include the Spanish words for 1, 2, and 3. Dos, Tres. Dino and his evolutions include the German words for 1, 2, and 3. Zwei, Drey. Pretty cool. Fact 4. Did you know Genesect is a very futuristic Pokemon, and Kabutops is an ancient fossil? However, there are rumors that Genesect is actually a Kabutops that's been modified. Although the two don't share any of the same types and use barely any of the same attacks, there is a definite resemblance, especially when you compare Genesec's head to Kabuto. But the thing is about this fact is that, if they were actually supposed to be a modified version so-called, then why don't they have similar moves? Just because they have a resemblance in their heads doesn't mean there's a modified version. If you really wanted to prove this rumor, you would have to ask the developers who actually created these two Pokemon. Fact 5. Did you know Azurill is the only Pokemon that can change its gender when evolving? When evolving into Marill, Azurill has a 1 in 4 chance of switching genders. Fans have debated whether this is because some amphibians are able to change gender, or that it may have embryonic qualities that mean it hasn't fully formed into a gender yet. This fact I have no excuse for. Finally, we made it to the Grove of Dreams to get Pansia at the Tree of Fire. But like I said before, I don't have a pure fire type, so I can't get Pansia. Sorry guys. Feels bad, man. But as I also looked around in the Tree of Fire looking for Pansia, I noticed an Easter egg. As I went up, I saw a cave behind the tree, but it was blocked with rocks, probably because they haven't made it yet. The Pokemon in the room, they must have not made it yet. Anyways, back to my point. If you noticed, like the image I showed you, the eyes are shaped like Registeel's eye pattern. So this could mean you can catch this Pokemon in an updated version of this game. The wiki also says that it's a mine shaft, so you could also find some rock or steel based Pokemon inside this cave, unless the developers decide to just make it Registeel's cave. So example would be the player walks into the cave and just fights Registeel. But like Jirachi, you only get one chance at it, which to me seems fair. If you could get it more than once, it would just be overpowered. But another thing I noticed was, if they make this, will they also add Regigigas, Regis, and Regirock? Looking at mainly Regigigas in general, they could put him near the regular tree where you found Pansage. But at the same time, it would be too easy to get two legendaries. I know he's a normal, it's just a thought. What I'm pointing at you is a theory, not something the developers told me. But I think later on the developers will add all of these legendaries, but at the same time, make them extremely hard to find and catch. So, here we are, looking at Pansage and Panpour. Another note I should mention is, if you like the music when I entered the Grove of Dreams, I will post it in the description, because why not? I'm trying to find out why it didn't show for me, so I just give up and decide to get Litwick instead, because to be honest, it's so much easier to get Litwick than Pansia. But in future videos I will be posting how to catch Pansia. I would say in about the next few days or maybe a week, if I'm feeling lazy. Hey, I have to game too. It's kind of funny trying to find these Pokemon though. You can only get them in the daytime. You have to have a pure type, and you have to be on full health. Like what the fuck? Developers, can't you make it any easier to get? As I was doing research on Litwick, I noticed that how this Pokemon evolves is amazing. Only thing that is shit is that you can't evolve it until you reach level 41. But in most cases, you can evolve most Pokemon at level 36. Go figure. Then again, you can get rare candy, but where am I supposed to find that at? I know where some are, I'm just lazy to get them. So after you evolve this cute Pokemon, which still isn't as cute as Pikachu, trust me, Pikachu is Master Race 10 out of 10. Then it becomes Lampent, which looks nice, I guess. I really have nothing to say about this. But the catch rate is only 11%, so I guess you have a super rarish Pokemon. So after it gets to level 41, and you evolve it, you can basically evolve it again. Only thing is, you need a Dusk Stone. Great. Which, lucky for you, you can get it in the mansion, and the catch rate for Chandler is 5.9%. So you know, have a nice rare Pokemon. Congrats. What do you want? The Medal of Honor.
But you haven't told us how to get the Dusk Stone yet.
Hold your fucking horses, I'm working on it. So as you enter Fortulo's Manor, you can get 4 things here: a Dusk Ball, a Metronome, a Dusk Stone, and a TM61, which is Will-O-Wisp. You can find the Dusk Ball at the balcony accessible from the right door. You can find the Metronome next to the piano in the music room. Here's the one you're looking for, right? The Dusk Ball. Well, too bad. We are doing the TM61 first. You can find a room with a rocking chair and fireplace on the first floor, next to the bedroom, with Game Boy. Initially invisible, but eventually appears. It's also a fire type, so you can use it for your Litwick. Nice. Okay, I can't keep you guys waiting forever. So the dusk stone. You can find the dusk stone in the top left corner of the attic, which is on the second floor, left of the keg rack. I bet you're wondering, what am I looking for to find this so-called rare Pokemon, right? Well, probably not, but who cares? There's also a chance you can find a shiny one, but I wasn't lucky enough to get my hands on one yet. So what I'm looking for is to find a purple candle. If you find a purple candle, all you have to do is click on it. I'm sure you know how to find one with the dozens of YouTube videos on how to catch these Pokemon, but I still tell you anyways, because reasons. You can also get a Rotom here, but the catch is you have to go through almost every room to find one, which trust me is a pain in the ass. Unless you got some repellent, then it's pretty easy, but I will go over this in a future video. But before I end the topic of Rotom, I would like to mention, it can be a electric/ghost type to a electric/grass type. How, you may ask? When it possesses a microwave oven, washing machine, refrigerator, electric fan, and a lawnmower, then it becomes electric to anything from ghost to grass. Also, Rotom appears to be based on Pulseman, who was designed by Pokemon designer Ken Sugimori, although it may also be inspired by the unexplained phenomenon of ball lightning. Its Pokédex entry brings to mind gremlins. Its possession of other objects may be based on poltergeists or Tsukumogami. Rotom may also be an embodiment of electronic magic smoke. The funniest part about this whole thing is his name is spelled Motor backwards. So if we ever finish this battle, which will take maybe another 30 years. No, really. I know I said finding this Pokemon was gonna be easy, and trust me, it's easier. But I never said it was the easiest Pokemon to get in the game. Anyone got some tea or maybe a pack of cards while we wait? I guess since we got time, I will tell you about my giveaway. Yay, giveaways. It's 3 easy steps. Step 1. Subscribe. Actually, please don't, I hate giving away free stuff. Step 2. Put your name in the Google document that is in the description. Step 3. Do whatever the fuck you want. Fact 7. Or is it fact 6? I don't know. I don't keep track of these things. Fact 7. Did you know Splash is widely known as the most useless move in the entire game? Made famous by Magikarp, the move expanded to be known by numerous Pokemon including Hoppip, Spoink, and Buneri. Gamers were confused about why non-water types would know the move, and why the move was typed as normal. The answer comes from the fact that in Japan it's called Hop, and that's how it's really meant to be interpreted. I mean, really, why have such a useless move that doesn't do shit? Oh, finally, we have found a purple candle. Only took us what, 4 minutes? So let's just do a quick celebration, because reasons, either that or some other reason I can't think of right now. Please forgive me. So let's just spam a ultra ball at it, because hurting it is not good. Then again, it isn't bad either. But still, it's too cute. Just stay in the ball, please. Pretty please? I ask nicely. These ultra balls aren't cheap, you know. I really don't need to give a name to it. Then again, I now have 3 of these that have the same name and look the same. Well, shit, I'm in trouble now. Hopefully they don't think me as a daddy. But this will conclude the end of our video. We did our goal of finding a Pokemon. I mean, we were supposed to get Pansage, Panpour, and Pansia. But instead of getting Panpour, we get Litwick. Seems legit. 100%. So I'm just moving my mouse cursor at this grass, because we will be hunting our next Pokemon. Garlic, which like Rotom is also a pain in the ass to get. The wiki says Phantump is uncommon in the grass, but I get it almost every time, and I will see you in the next video.